Om Shanti. 21st of October 2024. Essence. Sweet children, remain honest with the true Father. Keep your child with honesty. Renounce any arrogance of having this knowledge and make full effort to stay in remembrance. Question. What are the main signs of Mahavir, brave warrior children? Answer. Mahavir children honor Mahavir children constantly have remembrance for the Father in their interest. Mahavir means those who are powerful. Mahavirs are the ones who are constantly happy and soul conscious. They don't have the slightest arrogance of their bodies. It remembers in It remains in the intellect of such Mahavir children that their souls are that Baba is teaching them. Om Shanti. The spiritual father asks you, spiritual children, Are you sitting here considering yourself to be souls or spirits? Because the Father knows that this is a little difficult. It is in this that effort is required. Those who sit here in the state of soul consciousness are called Mahavir. Those who consider themselves to be souls and who remember the Father are called Mahavir. Each of you should constantly keep asking yourself, am I soul conscious? You become Mahavirs by having remembrance. That is, you become supreme. People of other religion who come do not become that supreme because they come later on. You become supreme number wise. To be supreme means to be powerful and Mahavir. Therefore, you have the happiness inside you are souls, and that the Father of all your souls is teaching you. The Father knows that some of you soul, 25% of you chant, and some should, 100%. Some say that they only stay in remembrance of half an hour out of 24 hours. Therefore, what percentage is that? You have to be very content with yourself. You gradually have to become Mahavirs. You cannot become this instantly. It does take effort. Do not think that those who have knowledge of the Brahm element consider themselves to be so. They consider the Brahm element the home to be the supreme soul, and they say of themselves, I am the Brahm too. One cannot have yoga with the home. You children now consider yourself to be souls. Each of you has to look at your chart and ask yourself for how long in 24 hours you consider yourself to be a soul. You children now know that you are on God's service. You are on godly service. You have to tell everyone that the Father simply says, Manmana Bhava. That is, consider yourself to be souls and remember me. This is the service you have to do. The more service you do, the more fruit you receive. You have to understand this aspect clearly. Even very good Maharati children do not understand this aspect completely. A great deal of effort is required for this. You cannot receive a reward without making effort. Baba says that some write their chart, charts and send them wireless, whereas others don't even make the effort to write a chart. They have arrogance of their knowledge. They are not able to make any effort to sit in remembrance. The Father explained that the main thing is remembrance. You have to keep an eye on yourself and see what your chart is like and note it down. Some say that they don't have to time to write their chart. The main thing that the Father says is consider yourself to be a soul and remember Allah. For however long you sit here, ask your heart now and then. For how long did I stay in remembrance? When you are sitting here, you have to stay in remembrance, and it does not matter if you also spin them busy. We definitely have to go back with Baba. We have to return after we have become pure and Satoprat. You have to understand this aspect very well. Some forget it the instant they are taught. They don't tell Baba their real chart. There are many Maharathi who don't tell the truth. The world of falsehood has existed for half a cycle, and so it is as though falsehood is practiced inside them in that true audience. And once they are shut instantly, the father says, by staying on the pilgrimage of remembrance you sins will be birth away and you will become pure. You will not become pure simply by having this knowledge. So what benefit is there? You called out to be purified. For this you need to have remembrance. Each one of you should. So you chat with honesty. When you sit here for 45 minutes, you have to check the seat for how long during the time you consider yourself to be a soul and remind in remembrance of the Father. Some are true ashamed to tell the truth. They do not tell the Father that they did this and that. They not they do not write a chart of their pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father says, because of not staying on the pilgrimage of remembrance, your arrows do not track it, strike the track it. There is no strength in their word of knowledge. They can relate this knowledge, but without yoga, it is difficult for the awards of tricks and tracking. Baba says, you don't have remembrance for even 5 minutes out of the 45 minutes you sit. Some don't even know how to consider themselves to be souls, so how to remember the Father. Some they that they stay in remembrance constant. Baba says it is not possible to have the stage now. If you had constant remembrance, you would reach your karma this stage and you would be completely England with this knowledge. By explaining a little to someone, your arrows would strike the target. However, this does take effort. You cannot become the masters of the world just like that. Maya takes you intellects yoga from one direction to the other. You remember his friends, relative, the steamer and aeroplanes, etc. The practical desires they have of going about pulls their intellect and to completely break their intellect yoga. It takes great effort to prevent your intellect from going in another direction. You should only have remembrance of the one Father. Even this body should not be remembered with or reach the state at the end. Day by day, the more you increase your pilgrimage of remembrance, the more you will benefit yourself. The more you stay in remembrance, the income. You would become a small baby, and so what sort of income could you earn then? Although the soul with courage. his sanskars with him, a teacher would still be needed a reminder. This is why continue further, continue to bathe in the Ganges. Baba has your bathing takes place in the pilgrimage of remembrance. You should. Souls cannot become pure without having remembrance of the Father. This is called yoga. This is the pilgrimage of remembrance. Don't think that the knowledge is bhakti. It is yoga that is bhakti. This knowledge of for studying, but yoga is the bhakti with what which you sense in cut away. There are two things, knowledge and yoga. It is by having remembrance that the sins of many births are burned away. The Father says it is through this pilgrimage of remembrance that you will become pure and Satotpada. Do not forget that the sins of many births will carry them. To study and to have remembrance are you two straight things. Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan means to study and Vigyan means to have yoga. Which is remembrance, which is more elevated. This knowledge or yoga. The pilgrimage of remembrance is very high. It is that take effort. All of you will have. Yoga is the main aspect. You can explain this knowledge at the exhibition and museum. But you cannot explain yoga. You can only say, consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father. However, you can give a lot of things, this knowledge. The Father says, first of all, tell them this aspect. Consider yourself selves to be souls and remember the Father. You create so many pictures, etc. in order to give this knowledge. But there is no need for picture in order of you explain yoga. This picture have been created in order of you to explain this knowledge. How could you study teach anyone without a body? The Father is the purifier, and so you have to have yoga with him. But no one knows this. The Father himself comes and teach you. Human beings cannot teach this to human beings. The Father says, remember me. This is called the knowledge of the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is the ocean of knowledge. This aspect we could create understanding. Tell everyone to remember the unlimited Father and one who established the new world. They don't even realize that the new world is going to be established, otherwise they will remember God. Then at the end they say, solution to the Supreme Soul, Shiva. The Father is the highest on high, but they don't know who he is. If he is in the people and stone to sleep. Here you have to go beyond sound. You have to go to the land of nirvana, the land of silence. There is the land of peace and the land of happiness. That is the land of heaven. You wouldn't call hell the land. The words are very easy. How long will the religion of Christ continue? They don't know this. They say that paradise existed 3000 years before Christ. The means there was the kingdom of deities. Therefore, as it the being, therefore, as it has been 2000 years since the Christian religion come into existence. There has to be change religion again the intellect the human beings because of not knowledge the secret of the drama, they continue to make so many plans. You can do service there too. The father sits here and explains to you the meaning of the stage of retirement. You are all now in the stage of remind. The whole world is in the stage of retirement. All the human beings you see are in the stage of only the one Sadguru is the bestower of salvation for all. Everyone has to go back. Those who make very good effort will climb high step. This judgment. Your children also understand this number wise. The distinction is very high. Everyone has to understand that they now definitely have to return home. Souls have to go beyond sound and they will come down and reverse this path. They are still coming down now. Those that still remain there will also continue to come down. Your children have to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance and great death. You can receive very good health here. You receive power from the another. The strength of just the few of your children is working. They show the against Govardhan, mountain beings left by foreign population. You receive this power here. Outside, there is the company of devilish human beings. It is very difficult to stay in remembrance there. You cannot remain as unshakable there. You need this gathering. When you all sit here together is a stable way. You can receive help. There is not business etc. Here and so where would your intellect go? When you lie outside, your business and home, etc., definitely pull you. Here, there is nothing like that. You accurate. Memorial is in front of you. Heaven is portrayed above on a scene. Otherwise, where else could they show it? Therefore, Baba says, when you come and sit here, check whether you sit in remembrance of the Father. You should also continue to speak the desires of self realization. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bhaktada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. Spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. Essence for Dharana. First, keep an eye on your chart of remembrance and see for how long you remember the Father. Where does your intellect wander at the time of remembrance? Second point, at this time of judgment, make effort to go beyond sound. Together with having remembrance of the Father, you definitely have to imbibe divine virtue. Do not perform any deity except or tell anything else. Blessing. May you remain free from wasteful words that disturb others and so become a double light and awake angel. Excellent. In order to become an awake angel, finish for all time speaking wasteful words that no one likes. A situation may be of just a few words, but to make the situation bigger by continuing to speak about it is wasteful. Whatever can be achieved with just 4 words, do not speak 12 or to 15 words about it. Speak less. Speak slowly. Keep this slogan around your neck. Become free from speaking wasteful or disturbing words, and you will receive help to become an awake angel. Slogan: Success becomes a garland around the neck of those who surrender themselves to good God out of love. Om Shanti.